Omar Tyree, the old head with the great beard and no fear, back on my Art and Hustle show, and I'm holding a package right here with Chasity Adams, and she's a psychologist who's working on a book. It's called
Acceptance.
Mindful Acceptance. She changed the title. I ain't gonna say the old title, but you know that's part of the process. But this right here is a contract that we signed for my consultation, which a lot of people ask about writing books. I have a simple consultation contract that we signed together, which basically says that all the information I share with her is her information alone, and I get to work with her on the entire project. That includes editing, that includes the art design, that includes reaching out to agents, that includes the print runs, the typesetting, all types of advice in the writing, you know, stylistically and all that. And so that's what I do for consultations. And sometimes you get people who ask about it, but they're not serious. And Sister Adams was definitely serious about it, and so that's why we've been working together for the last month on putting her book together. And I come in and consult, and we sit down and we go through outlines and we go through all the different tangibilities of putting the book together. But I want her to tell you a little bit about the book because of course she's the book promoter and the book writer. I'm just going to help her in that capacity to make sure we get it right. But everyone has to explain exactly what they're doing, and so she gets the opportunity to do that. Chasity Adams.
Thank you. So Omar is correct. When we first met, I had one title, but I changed my title, and I appreciate his receptiveness and openness to my autonomy in this process.
Right.
I know it's not fun that sometimes I have this particular title and we're doing all this with it, and then all of a sudden I change it. But I have changed the title, and I am passionate about this new title. It's Mindful Acceptance,
Right.
The power and practice of letting go. It is what it is. Now what? So this is all about being aware of what is going on inside, outside, and around your body, your reality. As of today, what is your truth? Mm-hmm. So that part is about being mindful. Now acceptance is, now that you know your reality, what are you going to do with it? It is about being intentional, about letting go of what is not working for you, and being creative in defining and creating a life of your dreams, not the life that your parents or someone else has sold for you, but the life that you want to create on purpose and intentionally.
But how do you know when to let go? You know, right now I'm working with this music stuff, and I've been working with this music stuff since December, and it's getting better and better. But along the way, people keep telling me I'm too old, it's too hard to get into, but I'm getting stronger and stronger. So a lot of times, you know, people can quit before they actually actualize, you know, what they're trying to do. And I'm real close to what I need to do. But if I had, you know, accepted it maybe in March or April, it would have been over with. So when do you actually say, okay, enough is enough?
That's a very good question. And to answer, let's think about, if this is something you're passionate about, maybe you don't let go of this task. You let go of holding on to what people are saying.
Right. Okay.
So I'm all about following your passion, following your dream. So like again, if you're passionate about it, by all means, let go of what other people are saying.
Okay.
And be creative and be intentional about pursuing your passion.
Okay, that was a good answer, because I surely have not let go of what I'm doing. I do that all the time. People call me crazy when I first started talking about writing books in my early 20s, and so now when I start talking about getting back into music, which the irony is they didn't know I've been doing music for 20 years, writing to poetry, you know, soundtracks and instrumentals, jazz musicians and whatnot, and a lot of the instrumentals I had in the 1990s. That's 20 years. I was in a recording studio way back in the 1995, 96. Putting out projects, so a lot of people didn't know that. I kept doing, you know, books because the books were more lucrative, and that was my profession. So I backed away from music.
So you backed away from your passion? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it wasn't really that much of it was an interest. That's what I would say. Books were incredibly my passion. I had a lot of passion. Different people have different passions, but now it's like, you know, looking at it more artistically and economically. You know what I mean? Right now, musicians, as much as they say they don't make money in music anymore, these guys get paid a lot. Right now, I'm going to Essence Music Festival next week.
Awesome.
The musicians are the main draw. And if you think those folks aren't getting money all over the place, but as authors, we have to pay our own bill, go down there and sell books. And so you can say that musicians aren't making money, then you shut. Everybody's going to get paid to show up down there if they have any hits out there in New Orleans. And so I want to be a part of that, writing songs and getting into that as we get into film.
Absolutely.
But that's a good thing. When do we give up, you know what I mean, and accept, you know, we're going to start talking about your book.
Absolutely. So let's be careful, because again, letting go and accept does not mean throwing in a towel and complacency by any means.
Okay.
It's an internal process.
Okay.
It's something you make a personal decision about, letting go of what's not working for you.
Okay.
If you're passionate about something that's working for you, you don't let go of that.
Okay.
And life is about
what if it's not working for you? Sometimes things take time. Now, there's a lot of authors out there that want to be in consultations just like you are, and some of them are, I don't know if I, and I said, okay, when you're ready, I'm here. But some of them, I've been wanting to write a book for 10 years. I've been wanting to write a book, for 5 years, 2 years, whatever it is. How long have you wanted to write a book?
Well, I'm going to answer your question, but my advice to that person is to stop waiting.
Okay, stop waiting.
And start doing.
That's what I tell them. Yeah.
So I'm all about the power of now.
Right.
Eckhart Tolle has a beautiful book out there called The Power of Now.
Right.
So it's all about what can you do right now towards your dream. So your question to me was, what was your...
Okay, so I'm saying, when it takes longer for the dream to actualize, you know what I mean? It's a lot of these individuals, but you just answer that question. You do it now, so the faster you do it, the less time you waste in trying to, and that's the same
right,
thing.
But you don't have to be fast about it.
Okay.
So for me, I have 2 young children. I have a spouse, I run a practice. Time is not necessarily on my side.
Okay.
So I have to be creative about making time, about pursuing one of my passions.
Right.
I just recently found out what works best for me is not writing at home, because I associate home with household things and family matters. Not necessarily writing in the office either.
Okay.
I was trying to write in the office, and I associate office with business administration, client things, not necessarily writing.
Right.
I just found out I write best at locations where I may not have access to the internet.
Okay.
Panera, Starbucks, even though you can connect to the internet, I realize when I do not connect to the internet at these remote locations, I'm getting some good writing in.
So that's interesting. So she's planning different places to write, and that's another different thing. Different people have to have a quiet area, different people go into hotels, they go to retreats. And so that's another thing that, I don't even talk about a lot. Where do you write? And so that's an important thing. But this here, we're not going to get too far into because we have business to get to. But this is just my consultation. It's what I do all the time. People ask me all the time about writing books. I've been consulting. I have 52 clients now since 2008. And those people are serious. A lot of other people, they just ask about it, but they're not serious. And that was one of the first questions I posed to you, like, okay, are you just trying to research it, or you really want to get in it? And she jumped in it, and that's why I'm here today. But that's enough of that, because we're going to get back to business. Omar Tyree, the old head with the gray beard, up in here, art and hustle, that's what we do. And I understand my profession. If you're serious about it, I can help you. But you're going to have to be serious about it, okay? And we'll see you next time on Art and Hustle.